Hey guys. So I realized that my live last time was not, the audio for the live was not on for the last um learning session. So now I have to do it all over again. I'm about to cry. So today we're gonna be doing two instead of one. Hmm. And last live was good. Like I looked up some historical facts. It is what it is. Alright, I hope you're ready. Because we're doing two lessons today to make up for the lesson that did not have audio. And please, if you can hear me, just give me a thumbs up or something in the chat so that I know I don't have to do this all over again. Let me share my screen. Wait, was it 6 or 5? Hold on. Lesson 4. Oopsie. How do I go back? How do I go back? Lesson 4. Chapter 4. Lesson.
One way to say, how old are you, is,
¿Qué edad tiene usted?
but you are literally saying, what age do you have?
¿Qué edad tiene usted? ¿Qué edad tiene usted?
Now, let's learn age. Ready?
Edad.
Edad.
Let's hear it again.
Edad.
Edad.
Now try age.
Edad.
Edad.
Based on what you've seen so far, how do you think you would say? How old? Literally, you're saying, what age?
¿Qué edad?
¿Qué edad?
Do you remember how to say, you have, in a formal setting?
Tengo. Informo. Tienes.
Tiene.
Tiene.
Now try and say, how old?
¿Qué edad?
¿Qué edad?
¿Qué edad? What age?
Try this for a challenge. Can you say in a formal way, how old are you? Which literally means, what age do you have?
¿Qué edad tiene usted?
¿Qué edad tiene usted?
Quinceañera is an important celebration in some Spanish-speaking communities. It is a coming-of-age celebration for a girl held when she turns 15 years old. Many families have a large party with music, dancing, food, and fancy clothing. What's the casual way to say, you have?
Casual. ¿Tienes? ¿Tiene?
Tienes.
What do you think would be the way to say, how old are you? To someone in an informal situation.
¿Qué edad tienes?
¿Qué edad tienes?
¿Qué edad tienes? What age do you have?
This is how you say, year.
Año.
Años.
Do you remember how to say, year?
Año.
Listen and repeat the following. Do you
Año.
listen and repeat the following? 10, which means 10.
10.
How do you say 10?
10.
10. Unlike English, Spanish uses the verb
Tener.
when talking about the age. So actually, you say that you have a certain number of years. Can you figure out the way to say, I'm 10 years old? In a formal situation, the literal translation is, I have 10 years.
Tengo 10 años.
Tengo 10 años.
Woo.
Most numbers in Spanish are formed using a simple pattern, which you will learn shortly. However, the numbers from 11 to 19 are exceptions to this rule, so you will have to memorize them. 11 is
11.
12 is 13 is
13.
14 is
14.
15 is
15.
16 is
16.
17 is
17.
18 is
18.
and 19 is
19.
Now let's learn how to say 30.
30.
30.
Listen closely one more time.
30.
30.
Do you remember how to say 30?
30.
Based on what you've already learned, do you remember how to say 30?
30.
30.
Based on what you've already learned, what do you think is the correct way to say, I'm 30 years old, and you? In a formal setting.
I have 30 years and you. Tengo 30 años. ¿Y usted?
Tengo 30 años. ¿Y usted?
30. Remember I told y'all I always say 30 and it's not a word. 30.
Now try to figure out how to say, I'm 30 years old. How old are you? In an informal situation.
Tengo 30 años. Tienes, wait, let me pause this. Tienes, because you can't look at this sentence. Do not look at this sentence when you are answering the question, because it's not a direct translation. So, tienes, close your eyes. Tienes, how, like it's saying, you have, ¿cómo tienes años? Oh, edad, how many? No. ¿Cómo tienes tú? I don't remember that one.
Tengo 30 años. ¿Qué edad tienes tú?
What age do you have? Okay. ¿Qué edad tienes tú? This is why this one is so difficult for me, because I'm seeing something one way when I know there is a direct translation that exists, and they're just choosing not to use it. And so now I have to, what the, oh, my room is open. Hold on, y'all, my cat is in here. Come here. Come here, Picker. What you doing in here? What you doing in here? Okay. Tengo 30 años. ¿Qué edad? What age do you have? ¿Qué edad tienes tú? ¿Qué edad tienes tú? ¿Qué edad tienes tú? The reason I'm getting confused also is because I learned another way to say it. I learned how many. ¿Cuántos años tienes? How many years do you have? Instead of ¿Qué edad tienes tú? So I have to get comfortable with hearing both of them. What age do you have? What age do you have?
Now, let's learn 20. Ready?
20,
20.
Let's hear it again.
20.
20.
The next set of irregular numbers in Spanish are the numbers 21 to 29. However, they are very easy. Simply drop the final
E,
in
20.
and replace it with an
Y,
then add the next digit. For example, 21 is
21,
22 is
22,
23 is
23,
24 is
24.
and so on. Let's practice this in the next slides. Let's hear you say 20.
20.
20.
Speaking informally, do you know how to say, "Are you 20 years old?"
Tengo. No. Tienes. Tienes 20 años.
¿Tienes 20
Tienes
años?
20 años. Tienes 20 años. Do you have 20 years? Tienes 20 años.
Based on what you already know, how would you say, "I'm not 20"?
No tengo 20.
No tengo 20.
No tengo 20. I know I have 20. No, I have 20. No, I have 20, aka I do not have 20. No. That's interesting how that is. No have 20. No have 20.
Here is how you would say 27.
27.
27.
Now try and say 27.
27.
27.
Using what you've learned, see if you can figure out how to say, "I'm not 20, I'm 27.
No tengo 20. No tengo 20, tengo 27.
No tengo 20. Tengo 27.
Now let's learn 40.
40.
40,
Let's hear you say 40.
40.
40.
So far, so good. Can you figure out how to say 30? And my brother is 40.
Tengo 30, 30, 30, 30. Remember, it's no tra. Tengo 30 y... Un momento. Y ¿cómo se dice? Hermano, lo siento. Y mi hermano, 40.
Yo tengo 30 y mi hermano 40.
Yo 30 y mi hermano 40. Yo tengo 30 y mi hermano 40. I have 30 and my brother 40.
How do you say, I'm not 20, I'm 27?
No tienes 20, no tengo 20, tengo 27.
No tengo 20. Tengo 27.
I don't have 20. I have 27. I really don't like the way this translation, because it's not fair to learners to get a summarization of what it is actually saying. I think to say it direct translation would be more helpful to a beginning learner to understand, number one, why Spanish speakers struggle with English in the way that they do, but also accurately translate.
Let's hear you say, I'm 30 and my brother is 40.
Tengo 30 y mi hermano 40.
Yo tengo 30 y mi hermano 40.
Now, try your best to figure out how to formally say, I'm 29 years old. How old are you?
Tengo 29 años. ¿Qué edad tienes tú? Oh, formal, usted.
Yo tengo 29 años. ¿Qué edad tiene usted?
See, I can't even look at the English version. I have to close my eyes. I can't look at it because it's not accurate. It's not accurate. We have our own form of que, which is what? Que, in translation you could still say what? What age do you have? What age have you? Like, if you look at, again, poetry, this is what I said yesterday before I realized I was mute. It's Shakespearean almost. It's old. Spanish is the equivalent to Old English. What age have you? I could write. I've used to write poetry. In this speak. This is how I used to write poetry. This is a real like. ¿Qué edad tiene usted? There's a direct translation in English for that, which would more accurately mirror what is being said and how it needs to be said.
How do you say, I'm not 20, I'm 27?
I don't have 20, I have 27. No tengo 20, tengo 27.
No tengo 20. Tengo 27.
Let's hear you say, I'm 30 and my brother is 40.
I don't have 30. I have 30 and my brother. Tengo 30 y mi hermano 40.
Yo tengo 30 y mi hermano 40.
Yo. They have, for whatever reason, the pronoun, the subject pronoun, or the whatever it's called, the pronoun, the noun, yes, the pronoun.
Do you remember how to say, I'm 29 years old. How old are you? In a formal setting.
What she should have said was, y'all, I have 29. I have 29 years, right? Because the years belong to you. I have 29 of those years. And I guess of my life would be implied. So tengo 29 años. Yo tengo 29 años. What age do you have? ¿Qué edad? Formal, usted. ¿Qué edad tiene usted? ¿Qué edad tiene usted? That right here, what you see, is not what's being said in Spanish. It's not.
Yo tengo 29 años. ¿Qué edad tiene usted?
Yo tengo 29 años. ¿Qué edad tiene usted? Question, ¿qué edad tiene usted? You want to say it as a question.
What's the casual way to say, how old are you?
¿Cuántos? This is how I learned how to say it. ¿Cuántos años tienes? However, it actually says, tiene edad. Let me see. Informal. Tienes edad. Wait, what? How does it say? What age do you have? Que tiene edad. ¿Qué edad tiene? What age do you have? ¿Qué edad tienes tú? Ese y tú with the tilde.
¿Qué edad tienes?
Oh, okay, they took out two for that one. ¿Qué edad tienes?
Do you remember how to say, year?
Año.
Año.
How do you say, 10?
10.
10. There's a formal way to say, I'm 10 years old.
I have
What is
10
it?
years. Tengo 10 años. I have 10 years.
10 años.
Do you remember how to say, 30?
30.
30.
In a formal setting, how would you say,
30.
I'm 30 years old, and you?
Tengo 30 años. ¿Y usted?
Tengo 30 años. ¿Y usted?
How would you say, I'm 30 years old. How old are you?
Tengo
In an informal situation.
30. Lo siento. Tengo 30 años. ¿Qué edad usted? Informal. ¿Qué edad? ¿Qué tienes? ¿Qué tienes? Tú.
Tengo 30 años. ¿Qué edad tienes tú?
Sometimes it's the same exact damn word sentence, except it has tú at the end. So I'm assuming you can add it or not. It is interchangeable to just say tienes or tienes tú.
Here you say 20.
20.
20.
If you want to be informal, how would you say, are you 20 years old?
Do you have 20 years? ¿Tienes? ¿Tienes 20 años?
¿Tienes 20 años?
What's the way to say, I'm not 20?
I don't have 20. No tengo 20.
No tengo 20.
Now try and say 27.
27.
27.
27. 27.
Let's hear you say 40.
40.
40.
Alright, y'all, we gotta hurry up and move on to the next lesson, which was the original lesson for today, lesson 7.
Su habitación es la 50.
Is understood to mean your room is number 50, but can be used in a formal setting to literally say your room is the 50.
Su habitación es la 40. 50, lo siento. 50.
Now let's learn
Habitación.
Habitación.
Now try and say room.
Habitación.
Habitación.
Habitación. Habitación. And sometimes that se can be k, sometimes that se can be s. Habitación. It's like in inglés, pero instead of sion, it's sion.
Listen and repeat the following,
50.
which means 50.
50.
Let's hear you say 50.
50.
50.
Now try and say room.
Habitación.
Habitación.
Let's hear you say 50.
50.
50.
It's almost like cinco. 50.
Try this for a challenge. Can you say in a formal way, your room is number 50, which literally means your room is the 50.
Su, for you, your, su habitación es número la 40 es, let's see what it was.
Su habitación es la 50.
Okay. Su habitación es la 50. I'm curious to know why la is there.
To say 1, you would say
Uno.
Uno. Uno.
Now try and say 1.
Uno.
Uno.
Now it is finally time to learn the regular pattern for forming numbers in Spanish. For the next slide, you will have to say 51. By now, you know how to say 50.
50.
You also know how to say 1.
Uno.
Try linking them using
Y.
and. Ready?
51.
Listen to the way you would say 51.
51.
Let's hear that again.
51.
Don't be discouraged because hers is so fluid. Practice it how you can for now. 51. 51. And then just practice saying it faster and faster. I am still on the beginner level, so I still enunciate the E. 51.
51.
Is the correct answer. Remember this rule for numbers from 31 to 99. Just say the tens digit,
Y.
then the ones digit. Now, how do you say 51?
51.
51.
Now, can you figure out how to say your room is number 51
Su habitación.
in a formal situation?
Su habitación. Su habitación. And that's why it's formal. Su is the formal way to say your. Habitación es número la 51.
Su habitación es la 51.
Notice she says su habitación. It sounds like habitación, like it's just one word. We're not there yet, so we're going to enunciate each word separately. Su habitación es la 41. 51. Let's hear it again.
Su habitación es la 51.
Su habitación.
Su.
See, she's saying su here, but listen to this.
Su habitación
Su
es la
habitación.
51.
So just practice how it's easy for you to remember it.
Now, can you figure out the best way to say he, she, it has?
Él tiene. No, I don't know.
Tiene.
Okay, tiene. I got that one right.
Here is how you would say hotel.
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 Based on what you already know, how would you say, what does the hotel have?
Que tiene un hold on, y'all. She said based on what I know. I would say que tiene el hotel. That's how I would say it. Let's see what this is.
¿Qué tiene el hotel?
Oh, whoop whoop. Whoop whoop. Okay. And so see what has the hotel. Remember, for whatever reason, that subject is going in the back, not all the time, but most of the time. What tiene, what has the hotel? Even though in Spanish it's asking what has the hotel, in English that would be incorrect because you're saying that something has the hotel. But and that's why we add those other, I don't know what you call these, like does. Let me see what that is. What? Give me 1 second. What type of word is does? A verb, to do. Okay, that makes sense. But I feel like it's something else. It's not just a verb. Oh, thank you. An auxiliary. A helping verb. It's also used as a main verb, but we're not using it as a main verb. We're using it as an auxiliary verb here. Okay? So what does What do the hotel have? What does, because it's like the present tense of the continual tense of, I just made continual up, y'all. Continual tense of the word do. So what do the hotel have? That's what it would sound like. But because does is a form of do, what does the hotel have? En español, ¿qué tiene el hotel? What has the hotel? If you were to translate that, it directly, it would be what uh, it wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't make sense. What has the hotel? Again, this is old. It would be considered old English, honestly. What say ye? You get what I'm saying? What say ye? Wherefore art thou? ¿Qué tiene el hotel? What has the hotel? It's a very old language, and so I'm assuming that's why it is the ¿Qué tiene el hotel? I'm gonna go on a side note real quick, and I want to see how when did the word does when did the word does become a part of American English? The word does isn't new to American English. It's a standard part of English grammar, third person singular, present tense. Third person. Okay, I can see that. That evolved in Britain before colonization. The S ending becoming dominant over TH like doth around Shakespeare's time. I told y'all. Didn't I say it's like Shakespearean? Listen, y'all. When I look stuff up, y'all know I'm pulling it out of my memory bank, which is very difficult to do. What doth thou have? That's a good idea. Again, I said this yesterday, but I think I know because my audio was off, you doth not hear me. I'm just saying. If you really want to understand Spanish better, like the sentence structure, read Shakespeare.
Do you remember how to say, your room is number 51 in a formal setting?
Su habitación es número 51. Remember, we're saying all of it.
Su habitación es la 51.
Su habitación es la 51.
Now, how do you say, what does the hotel have?
¿Qué tiene el hotel?
¿Qué tiene el hotel?
¿Qué tiene el hotel?
Here's how you would say, gym.
Gimnasio.
Gimnasio. The G in this case makes the H sound. We know that the G also makes the hard G sound. But in this case, gimnasio.
Now practice saying, gym.
Gimnasio.
Gimnasio.
Good job so far. Now think of a way to say, The hotel has a gym.
El hotel tiene gimnasio.
El hotel tiene gimnasio.
El hotel tiene gimnasio. Remember, they don't use those. They do have their own version of like two and stuff like that. But I don't know. You just kind of gotta feel sometimes to know. Hotel tiene gimnasio. The gym has. I'm sorry. The hotel has gym. The hotel has gym. I know, y'all. I know.
Here's how to say 60.
60.
60.
Let's hear that again.
60.
60.
What's the way to say 60?
60.
60.
Based on what you've learned so far, you can figure out how to say 65.
65.
65.
65.
Based on what you already know, how would you say the hotel has 65 rooms and a gym?
El hotel tiene 65 habitación y gimnasio.
El hotel tiene 65 habitaciones y un gimnasio.
And this is so confusing, this part. El hotel tiene 65 habitaciones, it's plural, habitaciones y un. Oh, okay, so it makes sense why they would emphasize and allow the before gimnasio, because it's representing one gym. See, 65 rooms and one gym.
Do you remember how to say, your room is number 51 in a formal setting?
Su habitación es número el 51.
Su habitación es la 51.
51, lo siento. 51.
Now, how do you say, what does the hotel have?
¿Qué tiene el hotel?
¿Qué tiene el hotel?
Try to say, the hotel has 65 rooms and a gym.
El hotel tiene 65 habitaciones, plural, y un gimnasio.
El hotel tiene 65 habitaciones y un gimnasio.
El hotel tiene 65 habitaciones y un gimnasio.
Let's keep it formal. How do you think you would say, excuse me, where is room 60?
Disculpe, ¿a dónde es habitación 60?
Disculpe, ¿dónde está la habitación 60?
¿Dónde está? Okay. I said S. S is, I think S is supposed to represent temporary. Esta is permanent form of to be is, right? So, disculpe, ¿dónde está la habitación 60? That makes sense. The room, la habitación, está, permanent state of being, está, as opposed to temporary, which is. And that's why it's important to understand why the words are what they are. So you look up why is it esta versus es. When do we use it? How do we use it? So even if we forget, we'll get like something will remind us.
Please note that when we talk about where something is located, we always use the verb
Estar.
Okay.
as we can see in the sentence.
Disculpe, ¿dónde está la habitación 60?
Excuse me, where is room 60? Unless we talk about where an event takes place, as in the sentence,
La reunión es en la biblioteca.
the meeting is in the library.
Location. I guess I guess it would be the difference of like a building is more likely to be permanent than a room that a meeting is being held. So again, it's permanent states of being versus temporary. And in this case, not only that, but they give us more information, such as focusing on location where something is being located.
Do you remember how to say, your room is number 51, in a formal setting?
Su habitación es número 60, 51.
Su habitación es la 51.
Su habitación es la 51. Formal habitación es because the room number change is temporary and its location, so it would either be es or esta, right? It's temporary in the room. So that's where you get the s instead of esta, I believe.
Now, how do you say, what does the hotel have?
Que tiene, que tiene el hotel.
¿Qué tiene el hotel?
Tiene el hotel.
Try to say, the hotel has 65 rooms and a gym.
El hotel tiene 65 habitaciones, plural, y un gimnasio, singular.
El hotel tiene 65 habitaciones y un gimnasio.
El hotel tiene 65 habitaciones y un gimnasio.
What's the formal way to say, excuse me, where is room 60?
Disculpe. ¿Dónde está habitación? ¿Dónde es habitación 60?
Disculpe, ¿dónde está
Esta.
la habitación 60?
I would assume that it would be S because the room isn't permanent, right? Isn't that what it was last time? All right, now I'm confused. Disculpe, ¿dónde está la habitación 60? This should be temporary because the other one was referring to the location as well, which was the room. No sé, y'all. I don't know why now.
To say 70, you would say
70.
70. I'm gonna see if I can how to ask this question while we finishing up.
Let's see if you can say 70.
70.
70.
Now, how do you think you would say 73?
73.
73.
Based on what you already know, how would you say, my room is number 73?
Mi habitación es número 73.
Mi habitación
Esa.
es la 73.
Mi habitación es lo siento, es no número es la, is the 73. Mi habitación is the 73. We almost done, y'all. We almost done. We almost done. Give me 1 second. Y is number. Oh, wait. When is number replaced with a in Spanish? When is the word number replaced with the word ah? Sorry, y'all can't see what I'm doing right now. I'm just trying to ask Google. Oh, I need to get a different database. Like I need to use some other databases to get to ask questions. The word number is generally translated as número. In Spanish, the letter or word a is a preposition with a different meaning. I'm confused. It's a preposition. Preposition. It appears you may be confusing Spanish with French. No, I'm not. So this is not going to tell me why, y'all. Singular, infinite articles. Uno is not an article, but the article number one, and it works as a pronoun. Numbers can be also replaced with, it also used as pronouns. Okay. So that's the answer. The word number can be replaced with a pronoun, a, to represent a or the. La. Oh, that's my question. La. So then I'm going to put la in here and see what happens. See what Google says. Okay, here we go. The word número is not directly replaced with la in Spanish. Instead, la is used when the number is modifying a feminine noun. What? Is modifying a feminine noun? No. That has been omitted, but is understood from the context. La is a feminine definite article, meaning the. Okay. Does that make sense? Is the 73. So it's replacing 73. Number is el número, right? Or el número, that's a masculine. Es la. So they're replacing number with la as a, what was it? With a definite article. They're replacing an número with a definite article, which is la in this case. So, mi habitación es la 63. So my room is the 73. So we no longer have number. My room is the 73. And here is another example, because I should not have went through all of this, but now I see why. Here's another example of the translation being off. My room is the 73. That's how it's supposed to be directly translated. But in English, I guess the la is supposed to assume the position of number. I'm just saying. Which makes sense with Spanish. My room is the 73 because remember, because there is a pattern in all the other ones. They did have they had la, they had nothing, and just the number. Y'all.
Now, how do you say, what does the hotel have?
Que tiene el hotel. Español does not have does
¿Qué tiene el
in
hotel?
its vocabulary. Does not have an equivalent to does. I mean to do. It kind of does, but it isn't used the same.
Try to say, the hotel has 65 rooms and a gym.
El hotel tiene 65 habitaciones y un gimnasio.
El hotel tiene 65 habitaciones y un gimnasio.
Habitaciones, I hope I said that right. I always forget the plural form of rooms.
What's the formal way to say, excuse me, where is room 60?
Disculpe. ¿Dónde está? Do they want me to say, ¿dónde está la 60?
Disculpe,
No.
¿dónde está la habitación 60?
Disculpe, ¿dónde está la habitación 60? Excuse me, where is the room 60? Omitting habitación would be, excuse me, where is the 60? Okay, that makes sense. Disculpe, ¿dónde está la habitación 60?
How do you say, my room is number 73?
Mi habitación es mi habitación. This is hard. The S versus esta. Esta la 73.
Mi habitación es la 73.
Es the S and the esta is really confusing me, but everything else is kind of lining up. Mi habitación es la 73.
Now try and say, 1.
Uno.
Now, how do you say, 51?
51.
51.
Now, how do you say, he, she, it has?
Tienes.
Tiene.
Nice. Now practice saying, gym.
Gimnasio.
Gimnasio.
How do you say, the hotel has a gym?
El hotel tiene un gimnasio. El hotel tiene gimnasio.
El hotel tiene gimnasio.
What's a way to say, 60?
60.
60.
Let's see if you can say, 70.
70.
70.
Okay, y'all. If they don't give us no quiz, we good. Boom, yeah. So we'll be doing chapter 8, hopefully 9 as well. We'll see. If not, it's okay. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. I can't tell you when. This is the holiday season. So it's when I have time. Hopefully I can come on our regular schedule time, which is 11 a.m. But if not, it's all good. I'll see y'all mañana. Adiós.